Hey, I'm Jamie Hope. I'm super excited to bring you Methyl-Life's new 4 supportive biotic types for gut health, specifically targeting your microbiome and really trying to optimize its comfort, really looking for soothe and post-meal, just relax and enjoy, right? It's basically got enzymes, digestive enzymes, specifically for breaking down food. So starches, proteins, fats, especially some great options here. Gluten and casein, specifically the dairy protein. There is a particular protease that we've added in here. It's called DPP4, and that targets breaking down gluten and dairy, which a lot of people have food sensitivities or allergies to. So this is a great digestive to help really break that down and keep it from causing you troubles. Probiotics, another thing we've put in here, specifically spore-based strains, the bacillus strains to be exact. And probiotics, as we know, are organisms that really help our gut function most optimally. We haven't done a high dose of spore-based. We know that the spore-based get right to where they need to go. They're a little bit like turtles, right? They can go into their shell, and as they're trying to go through your stomach's acids, they're able to survive because they've got this really hard shell. And then when they get delivered to the right location, right in your intestine, then they can bust out of their shells and come out and do the good work for you in your microbiome, specifically your intestines. But we've just really put a small amount of the spore-based probiotics. So we're not looking at really overpopulating your gut. We're looking at comfort post-food, right? Prebiotics, something that is newer to the biotic world for a lot of people, and it's essentially just food for the probiotics to eat. So you want to populate your gut with these, organisms, but if they don't have the right foods to eat, they die off pretty quickly, right? A lot of times people have tried GOS or ZOS, they're called oleosaccharides, and usually they're by the gram. Oh, you need 3 grams or 4 grams, which is spoonfuls of powder. For a lot of people, me included, very bloated, feeling very gassy, just uncomfortable. I do not feel good on the oleosaccharides. So I've actually included a very special, it's a phage-based PreforPro branded prebiotic. You just need a small amount. We're talking measured in milligrams as opposed to grams, right? Like the oleosaccharides. And the studies show that this phage-based prebiotic really reduces symptoms related to GI inflammation. So I'm excited about this prebiotic. I've used it myself. I love it. Postbiotics. Now this is a newer thing in the biotics world for a lot of folks, and me included. Postbiotic, very specifically, this is what probiotics make in your gut to bring about a healthier environment. Very specifically, butyrate is often made, and really what that helps is with the tight junction formations. And you'll maybe know it by leaky gut if you've heard of that. If you haven't heard of leaky gut, but if you've heard of food sensitivities or allergies, that's a result of leaky gut. So essentially what happens is these junctions in your gut that are supposed to be very tight, they get loose and leaky, and what happens is food will leak out through these areas, and then your body goes, alert, 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 we have an intruder, right? And then you start creating all this inflammation, and then you develop a food sensitivity around this thing because your gut is essentially leaking food particles into your body. So the butyrate, and specifically we're using a triform, tributyrate. PreforPro makes it. It's a branded nutrient. It's supposed to be the best on the market. It's the best we could find, and it really works to kind of help seal up and tighten up those junctions so that you can keep those food sensitivities under control and just really optimize the health in their intestinal lining. We're not targeting this big repopulation. It's a gentle balance, right? We want it to feel good and easeful when you take it. One last thing, it doesn't have any peppermint in it, but when you open the bottle, you will smell peppermint. And what that essentially is targeting your olfactory. And your olfactory can actually work around your brain to tell your body very specifically to do something. And in this case, peppermint helps basically bring a relax and a calm to your gut. And people actually take peppermint as mints after you eat, right? Or as peppermint tea. A lot of times it's used to soothe the belly. You can actually help soothe the belly by smelling it. So there is no peppermint in the product at all, but there's a small packet. It's called a desiccant. It usually absorbs moisture in a bottle. We have actually put a peppermint scented desiccant in there so that you can take a nice whiff from your bottle as you prepare after dinner to take your biotic full or supportive biotic types for gut health.